They're in the live stream. Mm-hmm. It's like we got two guys that aren't nervous about speaking. Hey, did you just laugh then, Amy?
No.
Like it was like, no, that wasn't going to happen. So is it working? Can you tell me if it's yeah, you're like part of our production. Oh, that was sorry about the shaking on that one. You should be able to see it being live, hopefully. There we go. Who's going to be on poll? I guess some guy in Minnesota. That's what I've called it. So now that the guy stopped
Some
mowing,
guy in Flake.
Gary Johnson, Mark Hughes, three other people watching. Bit of a random. Oh, you can see the Australian flag just flying in the. Can we talk about that, Tatnell, please?
Yeah, we can.
Why is there not another flag instead of that one?
Because my wife said there's got to be an American flag up for my daughter's graduation. If you want to argue with her, then go ahead, but I don't like your chances.
Amy, can you go and get the seniors billboard thing on the front lawn and stick it in the back for us, please?
You want it?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah.
We've got a Hoosier in the background and it's not Brooks.
Seniors, I'm thinking you're talking like senior citizens, not actually graduation senior.
Well, no, graduation.
I just thought we were in a nursing home or something.
You're blocking the mini Van Halen over there. That is the Pella Motors mini Van Halen. Mitch Bielenberg. Now, Mitch Bielenberg is a badass from IMCA Super National. So, yeah, it's cool to see him tuned in. Millsy's watching. You just spoke to. You want to pitch your deal to him?
Well, Millsy, now the time's getting on. It could be the last tour. So that's got to be worth more money than the previous years.
Right.
And, let's face it, gets me on the bandwagon early. It starts in the good books. I could probably sell Garrett to him a little bit cheaper.
Sell him to him. Yeah. All right. So this is at Avalon, right? Oh, my God. Kelly Louise is watching. Who's that?
No, some crazy.
Well, there's a pole here. It's a nice basketball. She's very prolific at pole fitness, aren't you, Kelly? Wonderful to have you tuned in. That would be Brooke's sister, by the way, in case you needed for me to clarify that. So
business over at Tarrant Point. I don't even know.
Tarrant Point. Even Tarrant Point sounds very posh. You know, addresses 30 the Boulevard. Sanssouci, yeah?
Yep.
04. Oh God, hang on. Was it 0412 868? No, 0418 868 200?
0419.
Did you switch it in?
No, mine was 0419.
No, it wasn't talking about yours. What you doing?
No, Dad's was 0412.
There we go.
Dad was 0412
868 200.
Yep.
All right. So, what is that all about, Amy? Please explain.
My daughter was a senior.
Her daughter.
Senior.
Yeah.
And
who's the father then?
This is home of the senior. Our.
Sorry. Oh, thank you.
Our.
When she was in trouble last week, she was your daughter, you told me.
That's always the way. Thank you, Amy. Welcome. That was Amy Tatnell, everybody, by the way. We're just sitting around the fire pit. Go this way. Stick your head in there. That side. Hope you can hear us. Oh, hey. Steve Toby Agerson from Hoogie's Garage is tuned in. Very cool.
Hoogie's, not Hoogie's.
It's Hoogie's, mate. It's the way it's
spelled.
Hoogie's. How's that spelled?
It's Hoogie's. Will you listen to him talk?
In Australia, we say Hoogie's. Either way, he does a great job with this podcast.
When they've had enough beers, it's
Hoogie's.
That's just so Jason DeWall sounds normal on that program.
Well, he's from Sioux City, isn't he?
Wow.
Sioux City, Iowa. You can hear us okay, right? Yeah, good. I can see that Amy is because she's watching. Amy Tatnell's watching.
Who's she?
She's a racer chaser.
Pretty hot. Yeah. I'd slap the butt.
What? Right there.
Situation that would be.
This is their lovely house back here, by the way. And that's a Dodge Ram. No Fords available, apparently, that day. Your kid didn't even know what truck he drove, by the way. Can everybody hear us okay? I'm assuming that they can. We're in Flake. Where's Flake?
Forest Lake, Minnesota, north of the Twin Cities. About 35 minutes.
You like my new hats? Check out my new hats. They're pretty groovy, aren't they? I know you have to be a train driver.
Where was mine?
You don't wear hats.
I have to. It's grey.
You told me for the longest time. You told me that train drivers wear hats.
No, my mum turned around and told me I look like a train driver when I wear a hat.
It's hard to argue.
But at least I know which way my hat goes because sometimes my son's gets blown around in the wind and he thinks he's got to protect his neck and it drives me nuts.
Tatnells always have had a strong hair game, Amy. Do the Richards have a strong hair game?
Oh, my dad had a perm.
Get around here, please. Bring your chair around. Sit in here. We got to have your. Whoa, Josh McGregor. What's going on with Brisbane Speedway? So I can tell you this: that Brooke just spoke to the new main man of that deal. That's all I can say about that.
I can't say nothing.
It's pretty exciting, but
Yes. I might be moving back.
Oh wow! Oh, did you
Forgot
see
to
the
tell you
look?
that part. Forgot to tell you that part.
Did you
Hey,
see the
no,
look?
it's not that cold in Australia.
Your mom
Oh.
just told me the neighbors went for 5.6 million, so I don't think we will be.
We'll move in with my mum.
This is Brisbane. We talk. We live with J-Dub.
Yeah,
In the shed.
J-Dub in the shed.
Yeah. Oh, there's a nice breeze now. Oh, Kelly's got FOMO. We should get you on here so you can start playing some music and get your girl Pixie Music to start cranking out some tunes for us. So we can't tell you too much about what's going on at Brisbane, but I can tell you it's going to happen. And you were talking to the main man about that only about an hour ago.
Yep.
And what was he doing on the side of the road?
He was pumping something full of oil, of hydraulic fluid.
A very big earthing of equipment kind of thing, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of yellow stuff, a lot of cat stuff. Alan Felsh would have been proud.
Where's Garrett? He should be bringing us a cold beer or something, or some sort of.
Well, mixing a bourbon.
Yeah. Or if there was
Kids are useless these days. That's what happens. They become race car drivers.
What does everybody want?
No, you're not getting it.
Okay.
Just text it to them. Hello, Jack Goldsberry. Good to see you, mate. Great people, the Goldsberries, the Rockstar Energy Drink Sprint Car out of Springfield, Illinois.
Did you mix that with moonshine?
Yes, I have. Why, yes, I have.
I figured you would have.
It goes very well. Hello, Steve McCulloch, tuned in from Brizzy. Good to have you tuned in as well. So we were talking about how the lights, which I can't really see here now, but the lights look a little bit like the old Sydney Showground or the old Claremont Speedway. They've got that sort of really nice old Speedway vibe about it.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you won a round of Speed Week?
Pre-COVID. Ray Scott would have been Mount Gambier. So
Wow.
the Mount Gambier round where is that the one James drove across the infield?
Wow.
And I think I got it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think but it was a Ray Scott Mount Gambier round. That was the last round we won. That was our 77th or 78th victory, whichever one it was.
Oof. There's a very loud lawnmower in the background, so apologies for that. Amy, can you show us, please, the video of you watching your son getting his first main event win? Get it up on the phone, please.
I can reenact it.
I'd like to see that. Hello, Taylor Cricky. The real TK is
Hey,
just
Mama.
tuned in.
Hey, Mama, how you doing?
Yeah, it's going to be a mama soon. Very soon, actually. She
Yeah.
said she's at the get it out of me now stage.
Uh,
So she's nesting. Isn't that how it works? Come on, you've got the video? Come on, you just showed me. It's got to be there somewhere. This is very, very entertaining. I was there when he won his first go-kart race.
You were there at his very first go-kart race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor says the weather looks a lot nicer than here in WA. Well, it's summer, right?
I'm trying to convince her to move back there, Taylor. You're not helping me.
Nesting has begun, says Taylor. So what was that like, mate? You did text me saying that this beats any World of Outlaws win of yours for him to get the win. Where was it and what happened?
His first win over here was at Menominee, Wisconsin.
That's how you say it. Menominee.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right.
Red Cedar.
This is you got to watch this. This is a very proud mum. How many laps to go here, Amy?
oh, there's probably 3.
Okay. So
Hasn't got the white flag yet.
look at her. She's like.
I think that's when the yellow came out.
Is this 2 to go? 1 to go?
No.
Oh, we're going around circles here.
Yep.
What's this? 1 to go?
Yep, now it's
Now you got the
it's
win?
mine.
Now who comes down to you here?
My brother.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
So Sonny comes running down, which is super cool. Now it's starting to sink in. This is so cool. Look at that. What a crazy woman. Look at her. Look at that.
Look, the whole family's nuts.
On both sides.
I was just very calm standing on the infield.
Yeah, right.
No. So no, it was at Red Cedar, Menominee, Wisconsin.
Menominee. I saw that sign a few times today. I was wondering how you said it.
We went there, and then the following week, the High Limits went there.
Oh,
for a show. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was. I'd trade it for any victory I've ever had. I would even trade an Australian title to relive that moment again.
One of them. I mean, that puts you 2 behind Braz. So are you really going to do that? Because I don't think you are.
Well, I'm not done racing. He's done. So I still got a chance to make up for that.
Got fired.
No, it was super cool. It was super cool to sit there and watch it, to see how hard he's worked for it. It's a culmination of a little kid that went racing and wanted to live a dream. A memory on Facebook just came up of an old interview at Jackson, and he's talking about how he wants to be a sprint car driver, and they said, "What's your ultimate car you want to drive?" And he says, "The one my daddy's driving right now." So
Aw.
Tony Vermeer, when Tony has a driver announcement that there's a driver being replaced, Garrett's on the, "Hey, Dad, can I send him my portfolio? Can I send him my portfolio?"
If not,
Get onto it, kiddo.
Taylor goes, "I'm sorry. I mean, the weather's perfect here." I got to say, Amy, you look so beautiful. Like with what you guys have been through and what you've been through personally, and just recently you had some reevaluation stuff. You look fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks.
Everything's like all looking, put together. And
I just had this little thought on Sunday when I was doing an eventing clinic, and it's really hard because a lot of people don't understand that the old person or my previous cancer person is gone, and you really have to, even though I really never looked like I was going through anything except losing my hair.
Yeah.
It's really, really difficult to get used to the new you. And I finally really made peace with who I am and not limitations, but I try not to have those, but I do with being on medication still for it, but
joint pain.
Yeah, a lot of joint pain, a lot of just different things, but.
And there's always that pain in the ass you have.
You're right.
That doesn't go away, fortunately. You look great. Are you feeling good?
Yeah, I feel fantastic. I really do.
You were riding again on the weekend?
Yeah.
That other horsepower?
Yep. I'm
therapy power.
He's the love of my life, but
the horse.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I would be lost without Apollo.
We don't get fed in this house half the time because she's at the horse barn. So
the big thing with Apollo is when I go to the barn, because you're always still scared of recurrence.
Yeah.
I'm labeled high risk recurrence. So, you're always that little pain here and there. But when I walk in the barn, I feel like I'm my old self, and just I have that feeling of just being young and youthful and being able to jump with all the young kids. So it's
better get a horse.
So just get a race shop. That's the only way we can communicate and relate to what she's gone through, to what the horse does. Is I can have a shocking day at work, but I can go out to the race shop and tinker with something, work on something, and you feel you're back in control of your own life. And that's how I interpret what she feels with what she's gone through.
So you've got a horse called Ed Lynch.
Apollo.
If you know, you know. Hello, Brian Linigan. That's cool. Oh, Blue Eyes.
BL25.
He will put something about BL. That'll be his little signal that he's been watching. And also, hello, Kevin Titman. And I know Kev loves this because I was talking about putting you in Kev's car, by the way. I was sort of saying, Kev, it's a Maxwell.
Mate, I'm ready.
Oh, there you go. So it's done deal,
I even
Kev.
got a new seat.
Oh.
First new seat I've had since 2010. So, I'm like old furniture. I just don't go away.
Golden glow over his head there. Amy.
Yeah, see,
what the hell is that?
It's the Tipman glow. Look.
Geez, that looks frightening.
Glowing off the grey.
I can't really do much about it either. You move your head this way. No, other way, you buffhead.
Well, she moved the other way. See now.
What are we doing here? All right, no. As you can see, this is very highly.
Well, it's not like anyone wants to really see me.
Can you get up a little higher and block that sun, or what? Oh, get your seniors thing.
Yeah,
there you go. Sit up straight. Your posture's better now. Good to see Brian. He's done an amazing amount of stuff for Australian Speedway. So wonderful to always catch up with you, BL. You do an incredible job. Recently had the Hall of Fame for Speedway Australia. Congratulations to some of the Hall of Fame recipients. I'm really hoping that. Oh, Amy, can you grab that red and white shirt that's in the shed if you just walk in there for a second? It'd be right on one of the wheels in there. Yes. Oh, they got a stable of Maxwell. So Titman's already on it. I knew he would be. It's beautiful here, man.
Yeah, this is where Amy grew up. When you came up for Garrett's first race, we had the old house, and when we got married, we bought the property. And
look at this. So that is history right there. Hold that over in front of Brooke's head. There you go. So what year? I should know that, what year that is, because that's the year that the General John Day bought the U-Ute with Normie, and they did Speedweek with us. And I still think to this day that people didn't understand what they were seeing, Brooke.
No, and I think
that's General's shirt.
This is the General's shirt. When John passed away, I asked Janet, was there any possible chance I could get one of the General's outfits?
Yep.
For my collection.
You could have gone with the skin tight Castrol ones or the Coca-Cola ones.
Well, there was in the back of Janet's car was the selection I had.
Okay.
So yeah.
And you picked the World Series one.
Yep.
That was
but either the yellow when they had the yellow shirts or the Coca-Cola outfit.
Yep.
That's what symbolized John Day outfit wise for us growing up as kids. But yeah, no, it takes a lot of pride in our shop.
We ran an event. Neil Harding and myself promoted an event at Geraldton called the All Open Wheel Deal. We had General there, of course, and he showed up in his amazing Coca-Cola shiny outfit. Except we were sponsored by Pepsi, so we literally got some race tape. Ross from Pepsi got some race tape and put it over the Coca-Cola logo. He'd always say to me, "What do you want, you little wart?"
Yep.
And he'd bring me an icy cold can of Coke and a chicken and mayo sandwich to practice every time. And at the end of the night, they'd always put the chicken and mayo sandwiches off to the side for me. Question. Okay. Nick Cockrell. Hey, Brooke, can you talk more about your dad's time in the Grand National? How did that come about? Always thought he was a sprint car and speed car guy.
He was a Speedway guy. All he cared about was Speedway and Grand Nationals raced. I don't even know how it came about. But the car was sent out from by Rodney Coombs. It was a Hal Camaro. And it's got to be 81.
Wow.
It's actually a picture of it in the shop. But he raced. That was back when they used to take the dirt off Liverpool and Newcastle for winter. So there was a winter series as well.
Yep.
But during summer, he actually did run the Jack Hewitt style. He ran all three.
Yeah, cool.
And he led the Marlborough Grand National and was leading it on lap 97. But right before the start of the feature race, they'd raced Newcastle the night before with the sprint car.
Yep.
Said to one of the guys, go get a different gear, get the gear chart. They read the gear chart for the sprint car, not the late model. And that thing was revving at 12,000 RPMs for 97 laps. And I think it made lap 98 and dropped the valve. And Larry Moore went on to win that race. Wow. They went back to the shop.
See, Nick, you knew he was going to know, didn't you?
They went back to the shop that night, haggled over a deal for a guy from I think it was from Tasmania.
Yep.
To buy that, and they were like that close to doing the deal. And my dad said at 4 a.m., "I'm done. I'm going home." Went back to the house, and at 6:30 got a phone call, and they went in, loaded a open trailer up, pulled the motor out of the car.
You just
loaded that thing up,
didn't you?
Loaded her up, and anything that was late model left the shop, and that was the last of Tatnells with late models.
Can Garrett please? Phil Reed, cool. He calls me Harvey. I'll explain that one later on.
Is that like Rory?
Yes, a little bit, but in a special kind of way. Where is your kid?
I'm gonna go get him
because I want him to randomly just bring stuff out from the shed and just hold something up and then walk back. You get 10 seconds to describe it.
We have to do one thing.
Okay.
Jody,
group hug. This is for Kelly and Jody and everybody. We love you guys. There you go. You got it now.
What's that? That's like Mission Impossible.
I know.
10 seconds to explain something.
Oh, Chen Vermeer as well. we can just put a multi-team together. Have you got any Crown Royal in the house?
Yeah.
You do?
Should be.
Is there any Crown Royal in there, Amy? That's what we need to do as well. Hall of Fame just recently. Super cool. Steve Robinson from Lismore and the V8 Dirt Modifieds. That was super. And Stuart Hearn, the hitman. Alan Blake in WA as well. Chum Taylor was recently inducted into that Speedway Australia Hall of Fame as well. And I'm just trying to think. Tommy Watson.
Yep.
Yeah, super cool.
Super great family.
Gosh, I hope the General gets in next year. I really hope the General gets in next year.
Me too. Tommy Watson Jr. was the only person that I've ever known that won the dryer race, where you hopped inside the dryer at a laundromat and see who could last longest. That was Tommy Watson Jr. Renee, the race.
You remember that well.
I think you've got to also acknowledge Knoxville's Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Coming up this weekend.
Kerry.
Congrats, Kerry. I mean, as a competitor, as a racer against him, I think it's bloody awesome that he gets to join Skip.
And he still lives in there, still lives right opposite his race shop is at the Blockbuster, the old Blockbuster video there. He's got Dub Rankin on the tools, who should be a country singer. Doug's got the best voice.
Really?
Oh, he's got a great voice. Sounds like Toby Keith. He's got a great voice. So if Guzzy comes out, I want him to pick randomly some stuff and just bring him out and just hold him up, and then you got to put into words really quickly. So Speed Week is coming up because we're working on Sprint Car Speed Week. Last year was really successful. We're very excited. Did you get to see much of Tolma?
I
Mike
did.
Van Der Recken. There's a bit of stuff from him in there too, right?
Yeah. Mike's.
I don't think
Mike's
Guz is going to be able to bring what Mike gave you out here, though.
He'll drag it out on stands.
So it's a chassis in there, right?
Yeah, there's a chassis
Mike,
in there.
Guzzy showed me that earlier on. So
Mike Van Der Recken's asked me to drive for him for several years, and I just haven't been able to commit. And
the firefighter car.
Yep. To number 10, Mike's another Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And he helped Garrett out with a frame to get us going and rear end some parts. So I've just been very fortunate to get him going. We couldn't financially afford to do it all. People, and that's what's so great about sport. I haven't driven for Mike, but he was willing to help out Garrett. Mike Sandvik.
Yep.
Also.
Oh yes, Sandy. Yep.
Helped out with a car there to get Garrett racing, but that was more from Mike's dad, Pops. He likes Garrett, so he didn't have much of a choice.
Now we're getting the light effect. Are we getting the light effect a little bit now?
No, it hasn't got that. Hasn't got that.
Over this way, it looks okay. There you go. That's the effect that we're looking for. The old Claremont Speedway Sydney Showgrounds Echo kind of lighting. Now got to just
need the big hamburger and the Coke can in the background.
Swan Draft can as it was. Hello to Madison Pine. Hey, Maddie, good to see you. Peter Parker, good to see Peter Parker tuned in as well. Jody Cricky, we mentioned before. Joe's is tuned in as well. We haven't got any bubbles, though Trish Disbury was having bubbles with her last weekend as well. So when was the last Sprint Car Speed Week series? We said pre-COVID for Ray Scott.
For Ray Scott, and then COVID hit, so we didn't get to come back out after that. So, that was the last one. I was trying to put some things together to come out there last year for the brand.
You've got Gary Brazier's urine sample, and I've got water.
So,
did you find your kid?
I did. He's in there.
Is he? Guzzy, is he hiding in there?
Can he come on?
I didn't even see him go past. No, surely he didn't.
Well, that's where he always is.
So, did you get to see Tolma much?
I got to see the TV coverage, and I'd seen the lead up stuff like you'd done with the build up and building the track and everything else. And I think that it's hard to believe that it's copied off Peevely because it looks so much bigger and different.
I heard it's wider,
but I believe it was wider when you look at it on TV, but. How do you sit there and say anything but positives when you look at what the racing was? I mean, I think around the world, sometimes some of these racetracks, we just get them so fast that you can't pass.
Yep.
The best racing is once a racetrack slows down.
That's like what Parramatta was like. And there was some suggestions from that person asking, what track do you think Australia needs? If you were to build a track, would you copy an existing track? Would you go back to Claremont to another track? And I wouldn't say Claremont, by the way. I love the place, but it wasn't a great track.
Yeah, it was because no one used to run up high and used to leave it open.
You remember Fat Rat standing in the middle of that corner?
I remember Fat Rat laying on the corner. Like
Con lost his mind about that.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I remember getting a camera race taped. I mean,
Rapid Images camera, full size camera on the bonnet.
A roll of duct tape held that thing.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, can you move it to one side? I can't see over it.
You had the microphone in there and everything. I think you said, I think you're trying to get me in trouble, Wade, at the time. We did it with Ron Pine as well in Super Series.
You go back to Speed Week when we went to Claremont and you had the cameraman just stood in the back straight. The Channel 7 cameraman, Dad's like, just stand here. And he looked at us as we came down and then we parted. Well, then Dad's like, well, now turn around the other way. And have your back towards us, and we'll come past and then come together. And the first thought, he thought it was pretty cool when we're coming at him, but when he couldn't see us coming, that he was on another. That was not, maybe not OSHA approved.
Channel 7 was amazing, and still is amazing in Perth. Like, is amazing. Shane Lamb saying, please say Speedway City. Speedway City on Boxing Day. My God. What an event Speed Week was at Speedway City. 4,000 degrees in the shade. George Tatnell stand.
Yeah, I just wanted to always turn around and try and do something and go, all right, all the competitors want Speedway City back.
Mate. Eating? This kid is an eating machine. All right, so I need you to go into the shed and just grab stuff one at a time. Bring it out and hold it up and then run back to pick a helmet or a wing or trophy or a picture, but just keep running back in, show us, and then go. It's your 20-second challenge.
A guy we got up
I
to
gave you 20
seconds.
seconds.
We got to 20 seconds.
If
That's
Linton
all.
was here, we'd struggle, but
Well, that's 20 minutes.
you and Linton are very, very good at that stuff. So was Austin McCall, the big unit, talking.
Well, the problem was I wasn't winning many races so I had to, when I got the airtime, I had to make up.
What's he going to get first? What's he going to get first?
Okay.
Here comes Ema. Ema, don't get in the water. Isn't that what I'm supposed to say? And her motocross boyfriend.
Wait, man. Jody Cricky.
Can you stop growing up, please?
Okay. The orange helmet. It's got the photo of the kid.
Bring it in close. Bring it in. By the way, introduce us to your motocross man back there, Em.
Oh, this is Tanner.
Hi, Tanner. Tanner said that James, you got to. Now, he's a motocross dude. You can tell by that radical hairdo. He was trying to tell me that Jet Lawrence is not the #1 rider in the world right now.
I did not. I
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were talking about all time.
See, Americans don't like Aussies kicking their ass.
No.
That's what it's all about.
No.
So what do you know about motocross, Emma?
I know that sprint.
Bring that helmet back, Guz.
I know that sprint cars are a lot more entertaining.
Wow. Do you know what she said to me? Tanner, she goes, they all start together. It's really exciting. And then boom, they're all gone. And then you can't see half the track.
You wait for a minute. And a
Yeah.
half.
So show this nice and close. Lean in here. Give us a look. Ooh, that is, oh yeah. You've always loved your bling helmets. Oh yeah. Come in nice and close.
That's where Kevy used to call me Hollywood. Because I was probably one of the first in Australia to get painted helmets, and that was a lot of it through Check It Out graphics. Get a lot of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, next.
Sure.
Oh, good job. All right.
That was a KMS helmet.
You always had. Oh, look at that guy that's tuned in watching.
You want to put glasses on to read that?
All right, do it.
Hey, Connor Bear.
So I remember him doing that drawing of James McFadden when we did that Thursday Night Thunder show with Darren Disbury, and you look at me like, what is this? We took a picture. Like, really? You couldn't do a drawing of... He did do drawings of your car over the gents and ladies. He's a real estate agent these days, Amy. You'd be very proud of Connor. He's a full real estate agent, and he absolutely... Awesome. What's he going to bring out next? Oh, here we go. Emma's going to bring out the next one. What's this one going to be?
Special for Garrett. Okay.
What is...
Jen Vermeer like that.
Oh, look at him. Wow, that's next. That's good.
That's about the same time where I said we did an interview and he said he wanted to drive the car that Daddy's driving. And we had a leftover decals from that car. So when we put his car together to test last year, I didn't want to have Tatnell.
Okay.
But it was, then that was what the car he wanted to paint it like.
All right, what's this one?
No freaking idea.
Come on.
Oh, that was the Joe Richard Memorial when I won it in the non-wing car.
The picture up there. That's what. Bring it in nice and close.
I couldn't see that.
Story.
I drove Joe Cooper's non-wing car. He painted it up the same as Amy's dad's old car, with the pearl white and blue with the flames and teardrops. And it was the first time I'd driven a non-wing sprint car, and we won the feature race.
Good call.
And then got banned.
But what did I say? What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing driving that? You don't know how to drive that shit.
I see.
So, but she also said that when we asked why we were going to Knoxville to race an outlaw show when we couldn't even hear our butts at it.
And then you let it forever and then blew up.
It blew up.
When she was running down the grandstand to give you a hug.
Yep.
It's really funny. They're not arguing, but they're discussing over there what's going to be the next item. Meridell is tuned in. Now, Meridell Folkets is one of the amazing people behind the scenes at Knoxville Raceway that runs the elevators.
Oh, okay.
So she's got, her night is full of ups and downs. And Tony Stewart one night gave her a break and sat in there and did the elevators for about 20 minutes.
How many times did he hit the panic button? So I did this when people were...
What do you got, Tanner? What do you got? What's
You
next?
wanted me to show this.
What's this one?
Her and her
Oh,
girl.
Do you know the photographer?
oh my gosh. That was down in San Susie.
Yeah.
Yep. You took that photo.
Oh, that's Valley on Snowy. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that was
the day we did. That was the day we did the FJ Holden.
There you go.
Driving down the road,
Chicane thing.
down through the roundabout, and I'm like, how we didn't peel the tires off the rims that day. I love that car.
Wow. Millstream Speedway. Thomas always mentions Millstream. I spent a bit of time there in '96 in Findlay, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. You promoted it, did
It's
you?
called Flag City Motorsports Park. And people I would leave a message on the machine saying, welcome to Flag City Motorsports Park, Ohio's newest dirt track action center. And this guy left a message, hey man, is that a park or a park? You got any dirt there or is it dirt? It's like, shut up.
I went there for Ohio Speed Week and it was raining.
Yep.
And it had the inside and the outside fence and the rain down. And they turn around and ask the crowd to come. Anyone want to come and help wheel pack the racetrack? And every clown in the grandstand went and got in their cars and were out there wheel packing. That was Millstream.
Awesome. So Fat Rat is tuned in, just saying, does Brooke regret not racing? I'm going to say speed cars more. What have we got here? What is this one? Nice and close.
That's Guz's helmet.
Oh,
He painted,
oh,
yeah, he got a little bit of trailer. That was painted by Octane Ink with Matt.
oh,
Jewell.
Matt Jewell. He
No,
does
only
great.
because he went and crewed for Matt. I'm down driving to DeWall's car. Garrett designed that up and said, I'm going to go work for Matt Jewell because they
What's
needed
next,
an amp.
Em? You're looking very pretty, Snowy, by the way. Gosh, the Tatnell girls are beautiful. Look at these two beautiful women back here. Oh my God. And the guy, the hair's just, the sun streaming through her hair. What do you got there, Em?
Looks like a Knoxville trophy.
13 Speed Sport Challenge trophy.
Oh, that's a good one.
One of the few ones I beat Skip at.
That's a good one.
I think Skip dominated that, didn't he? Skip had
Garrett's
this one.
fishing.
Oh, yes.
This is Garrett's
Yes.
fishing pole, by
But
the way.
believe it or not, and he caught 3 fish with this.
Yeah,
That's what he told me.
surprised.
And it was like this big. Like that's not a lie.
That's
I
a
saw
My
the
Little
picture.
Pony or something. Is that what that is?
But isn't it Bart?
Stanko.
Yeah, My Little Pony.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah.
Well, you smell good. Are you going out somewhere with his daughter?
No.
No, he does. He smells like that to come and impress me.
Well, you always would.
I only wear my special cologne for Brooke.
It's a kid car. Oh, what's next?
He fits right in with this family.
Brooke, you're in the Winfield 8 car for that, weren't you? For the Speedway thing? Is that possible?
In which one?
For the Ohio Speedway?
I was.
In the
It
truck,
was-
that, in the
it
truck
was-
that didn't fit under the bridge?
Yes. Yeah, they lowered,
done,
they lowered
Thomas.
the bridge. That's pretty cool.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that was a year. So that would have been, I came in 91, so 92. So that was 1992. 93, I drove for Sid Moore.
Wow.
94,
still
I
getting
met
around.
Amy.
Incredible. Hello, Quinn Cook. Good to see you, mate.
Anyone that,
Oh.
anyone that knows me knows I love vintage stuff. And that was, I had one of these bags. That was my school bag, not this exact one. And we're at Avalon, and Len was there, one of the officials, and I turned around and I saw that bag, and I said, "Do you ever want to sell that bag? I will buy it." And
I can't tell you who's watching.
okay, and he came down after the races. His wife used to bring me a cup of tea every night,
Aww.
and he said, "You know what?" And he handed me that bag. He took his stuff out of the bag at the racetrack that
Aw.
night and handed me. So-
Brady Tyler. There you go. Hey, so one of my favorite people in the world is watching.
Me,
Initials UJ.
Uncle Joe.
Yay. Oh, I was just going to grab a picture of him.
Hey, Uncle Joe. What an
Hi, Uncle
absolute, what an amazing, amazing man to somehow keep your old man under control in whatever form that came in. Gentle, an absolute gentle giant. Uncle Joe, I haven't seen you for such a long time. What an amazing guy.
His grandson is hot shoeing micros. It was Harrison,
Yeah, right.
Dave and Kate's kid. He's doing awesome over there right now in micros. So yeah, you wouldn't find many people that will ever say a bad word about
That's
Uncle
right.
Joe. You definitely don't want to say a bad word around him when Phil Johnson's there because Jono's going to come and protect him. But I always laugh because he could yell at my dad for doing something wrong.
Mhm.
And one of the crew guys turned around and said, "Yeah, George, why'd you do that?" My uncle would then turn around and turn on that guy. "I can say it. I'm his brother." You know,
What do you got next, girl? What's that one? Hang on. We got a helmet first.
This is Emma's helmet.
Oh, we got an axe coming out. Holy cow, stuff's getting real.
we threw Emma in a go-kart and we needed said, "Go grab the helmets." That's her four-wheeler helmet. It was a brand new.
It's a pretty sexy helmet.
It was a brand new Simpson that never got worn. Yeah,
And she did
That's
pretty
a
good.
vintage
Your brother even said you did pretty
We
good.
did. We did.
well, the funniest thing was when she spun out. I said, "Ems, when are you?" Yes, you did in practice. I said,
What's with the axe?
"Ems, when are you lifting?" She said, "When my hands get to about here." I said, "You don't think that's maybe too late? You got to enter before you enter the corner." She said, "Well, at this point, I gave up."
She's a Tatnell.
That's a mighty axe. That's a trophy from Brainerd.
Oh,
They
from
have
Brainerd.
yeah.
They got a place called the Zoo.
It's up.
That's a
yeah,
drag racing
The
place
drag
as well.
race. The drag racing's not far, and that was their big trophy,
Mighty Axe.
Boy.
the Mighty Axe trophy. So that was in 360 sprint cars. If you want it brained, you
What's
and you want
next?
the Mighty Axe.
Keep coming, keep bringing it out. We've got plenty more shit in there.
2017 World Series contracted driver, Lord of the Wings tour.
Wow, oh, that's the WA part of it then. If it was Lord of the Wings, wasn't it?
No, wasn't that what they called the whole series the year.
Well, that thing's dusty. Hey, Guzzy, do you know where the Crown Royal is? This would be the perfect thing to sip a Crown Royal for SK out of. What's that? What? Hey, Fat Rat, you missed the shirt before too, by the way. Brooks got the General's original World Series Sprint Cars crew shirt that he wore when he had the UBU with Normie on World Series. GKR shipped the car across for us, Smalley. I spoke to him the other day, rang me up the other night, very late at night. Let's just put it that way. But that was such a thrill for me to have General there with Normie with that.
I was so sad to see the old Ute retired. Yeah, I know it's not the first, but oh my God, it was heartbreaking. And
yeah, it was.
I always said that I wanted to buy that thing when it was done.
After I did.
And I said, if they don't sell it to me, I'm going to ram it. And I was going to put my bumper through the rear.
Anna's loving this.
So.
Oh, that's a beauty.
It's
Look
not
at
my
that.
family, but I'll do it.
Wow, there's some rippers here.
Not
That, wow.
Speedway City came from Wendy.
Wendy
Turner.
Is that Kimber
That's
Nathan?
Kimber Nathan up there. Yep.
He's one
There's
of the
Uncle
neatest
Joe there.
people I've ever met or was.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. There's Bob and Wendy down there as well. So cool. There's that blonde tipped hair when Brooke was running triathlons to keep up with you. Look at Marchie and George in the corner there. Now so if you know your history about Speedway, what is special about these two guys that only one other person has done? I'll give you thinking music. You get 30 seconds to work that out, right? So those two guys have one thing in common. There's only one other person that's done the same thing. That's the pie incident, right?
Yep. Well, that was the reenactment.
Yes.
That was when Kim shoved the pie in Dad's face.
That's right. Look at that shot in front of the George Tatnell.
It was the finale of Raleigh Park when Dad slammed the pie into Kim's face.
That's Mark Reuter there on the outside.
At the World Series show.
It's Max Dumsney at the very, very front with the Valvoline car, just like there. I reckon that's maybe Sloaney, Sloan, Justin Sloan out of the Barossa.
I drove for Sloaney at Speedway City
too.
Yeah.
Now this isn't. Remember that night when the final night of Claremont Speedway with Alf Barbagallo and Ray Geneve and
Dad drove Pino's car.
Pino's car.
Yep.
What's next?
Brooke looks like a model in this one.
Whoa, there's the speed dealer glasses. This is the Barry Lewis car.
That was the one we were just talking about leading the Outlaw show.
Look at the glasses. Cool chassis. Wow.
What
speed dealers right there.
The funniest thing about that, because that's at the Nationals, and we part of the deal.
Look at the hair, the blonde color hair. What was going on there, Rory?
I had to look hot. You know,
good try.
I had a bit of spare time on my hands. I could sit at the hairdressers, but the deal with that car, the funniest thing about that car was part of Flame Crusher deal was they own the truck and trailer. We had to put a spare car together for the New Zealand champion to run the Nationals.
Yep.
And we won on the Sunday night at the Cappy. Well, it wasn't the Cappy then, but we won the Saturday night show, put the New Zealander in that car. He went out and tore up the field in the first corner of the heat race of the Nationals. Kerry Madsen was involved. Kerry's come down the next night when I'm going to qualify, and I'm trying to see these two guys trying to pick up our spare motor and walk away with it. Kerry says, "You cost me a car last night. I'm taking this." I'm like, I wasn't even racing. So that was that car.
There goes the 20-second rule.
Yep.
What do you got there, Guz? You got who's next? This is great. Oh wow. Look at that, baby. 20-second rule.
What about Outlaw show at Houston that I won in 2006?
That's a cool trophy.
Motorhome broke.
Bit dusty workshop.
We lost the merchandise trailer the night before.
Oh wow. Oh.
That's a special one.
Yeah, wow. Goodness me. By the way, Robbie Farr, George Tatnell, and Philip March are the only three people in Australia to win Australian sprint car and speed car title. Jody picked it. Okay.
No, it was the night that Donny Shots crashed at Chico and caught fire. Brent Kading ran in and grabbed a fire extinguisher, and I ran straight to the car and got Donny to the ground, trying to put him out, along with Paul McMahon and Randy Hannigan.
Because you guys are actually really, really close friends with the Shotzes and the Eisenshanks. What's next, Tanner? What do you got?
I don't
Are you
know.
we're still running stuff back?
Amy has something.
Come on, keep on coming. Gooseberry, are you finished now? Oh wow, look at that. You can see that. You can see there that Uncle Joe is literally so tall that he's not in the not in the whole photo. That is an absolute. Towards the last couple of years of your dad's life, when I had World Series when I was involved, he used to just love hiding on the infield when he wasn't supposed to be there. It was a game.
He did that his whole life. Tasmania Australian titles. He
Yes.
was in the infield, and that photo there, funny enough.
Look at Uncle Joe's the long shorts and the short longs.
When Max won his first Australian titles and he crashed with Wellesley in turn 3 and 4, Dad jumped out of the tractor tire that night, and that's how far back. But that photo's taken the last night my dad ever saw me race, and that's the Australian titles at Latrobe. The night the year we won the title with Cricky. There's a super cool photo of my dad, myself, Shane, and Taylor that night.
So I have a story with your dad at Bunbury and with Craig Nylander and with Jack Hewitt, because George and Jack were racing through the field. They were lapping cars. I think George was leading, and Craig Nylander got a bit, and there was contact, and they crashed. And basically, there was a restart supposed to happen. George was keen to go back in his spot. Jack believed that they were working on the car, and he
on the racetrack
parked the 21 car up on the main straight and said, "Don't move that don't you move that 21." And people were calling him from the stands. He's like, "Come on down." Gary Sartori sat on his left rear, and the article said, "Grown men fight in paddock," in the paper the next day.
Yep.
Grown men fight in paddock.
Yep, someone got knocked over with a wing a Winfield wing.
Brian Mullings.
That was running
Brian Mullings.
Field.
I was in Phil Mansfield and Brian Mullings and myself, and literally it dunked him in the head. One of your crew guys.
Paul Felsh and Michael Keane were running the wing across the racetrack, and they
There's
yelled
a photo
out
of me trying to hold them apart because Brian Mullings wanted to go them.
Yep.
And Brian was a very friendly person, so I don't know what he was going to do, but he was attempting. What else you got in there? There's plenty of shit in there. It's thousands of helmets. What do you got now?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, the Steel Dreams car. Oh, yes. That was a sexy car.
That was the ride of a lifetime.
And the crew chiefs, I mean, the crew uniforms were sick with the flames and stuff like that as well. And
we still got them.
nothing left, Em? Are you yawning? She's done 4 hours work today and she's yawning. What's going on?
It's a lot of work.
Now, come here and tell us about the Queen contest real quick, because you're the defending champ.
I am.
Outgoing.
Can't see you.
The 50th annual.
So
49.
are we drinking moonshine, Zach? No. But if we could find the Crown Royal, we really should have a Crown Royal for SK. We'll go tell you about moonshine stuff. Some cool stuff happening about that. We'll talk about that later. We were just talking about what just then when I thought about moonshine. Yes, the pageant. So congratulations. There are 2 queens back there. You already knew that.
I thought I was just in there.
Wrong queen.
No.
So what was that like winning the Queen's contest?
That was the best thing ever.
It was nerve-wracking for all of us. I can just tell you that. If you think it was nerve-wracking for her, the rest of us were hanging on by a thread.
No one was going home with her. That if things went south, we were like, "Oh, our nationals is ending early, and we're going home." And she's staying, and we're going. We're looking for the next state.
Was it what you thought it was going to be? Like, what was it like? Elbow, wrist.
It was everything and more.
Oh, look at that. She did do that. Yeah, it's a lot more elegant than I would. Oh, now, Garrett, which car owner was this? He's got nothing. Court Grandstaff.
And Sarah.
Very, very good. John Seymour. There's a cool dude from Western Australia too, who've tied up heavily with Rage and Eve. So that is super cool. Turn it side on. Is it? You got any wing panels on the side? Just the panel?
It's just the front nozzle. It's just the front part of the year we won the Outlaw Show.
Now, can you say Janae Hodson Palowitz?
Oh, that's Janae. That's good friends of ours.
Okay. Palowitz?
Yep, Palowitz.
I said that
Toby
right.
is Garrett's godfather.
Oh,
Janae's husband, Toby's
Okay.
Uncle Tobes.
He was also there for the win of Garrett's first win, so that was also.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yep.
So, Em, what did you have to do to win this deal?
So you have
How do people? What should they do?
Short version,
Oh, wow,
20 seconds.
It's a lot.
wow, yeah, exactly right.
So today is July 1st, so the entries officially have closed. But you had to write a essay. Just wondering why you want to be queen. It has to be less than a page. Christy Woodruff does a lot of work to review that stuff and see who has a best essay and why. And then the candidates will go in. What is it? Monday? Tuesday, they'll go in for a luncheon with the girls. They'll meet all the contestants, talk a little bit with everybody, and then they'll go in for personal judging on the panel. It's just them. They walk into the room, they talk to the judges, ask their questions, and then they come in for a second round in the nighttime.
Is that it? Is that all you've got? Guzzy? Really? Yeah, thank you. Let's get a professional on this. My gosh. CDM. So, have nominations closed?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're not in, you're not in.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a special year.
What's happening with Racing with Emma?
She
Her teeth didn't move, her mouth didn't move. She went,
needs
"Oh,
to come
God."
back. We need a revival.
Do you still have the video of the interview that we did in the back of the pickup truck when Garrett won his race?
Tons of her videos.
Are you looking like you're not proud of that era of your life, Em?
No, I'm not. Because then it resurfaced and it found
Oh, look who's watching. Look who's watching. Mrs. General.
Oh, hi, Janet.
Oh, gotta get the shirt. We were talking about the shirt before, Mrs. General. It was only the anniversary just the other day of the General's passing. So I'm going to say big love to you, Mrs. General. We love you.
Miss you, Janet.
Yeah. Wow. It was a really sad month, that whole month, because we
It
lost
was.
SK and we lost Ron Glazebrook and the General. It was just awful. Oh, wow.
When race cars looked like real race cars.
Wow.
That's for the midget guys.
That is nice.
It's off a 1980 Edmonds.
Wow.
In the garage.
Your Auntie Kel says M for president.
Yeah, after our last interview, I got a lot of comments saying I
Yes, you
should run
did.
for president.
So are you going to do something in the field of media? Because I feel like you should.
Yeah, hopefully.
You speak better than your boyfriend.
I do a lot of things better than him.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Go faster.
What on what, Tanner? On what does she possibly go faster than you?
Everything. We are very competitive against each other.
Until we go to iRacing and she has to do 50 laps to beat my
We can't
person.
iRace together. He has it set up to so when my dad sets up
So
his
it's
team
going
at
somewhere bad, yeah.
Knoxville, he has it set to the weather. He has it set to
I've tried to
every
beat it. It's
condition.
impossible.
They're very competitive. I'm going to say the Richards are very competitive because it's not a Tatnell thing. The competitive, that's the competitive person there. This like Garrett gets. Oh, look at the race suits. Oh, now we're getting into some good stuff. This is like a barn find. What's the name of that? Is it American Pickers?
Yes.
That's like an episode of
love
American
that
Pickers.
show.
Oh, Maddie Alquist. Hey, Moodison. They call him Moodison, remember?
Uh.
Oh, look at that one. Oh, that's a beauty, right? Oh, there's Deo as well.
Oh, Deo.
The Looney Lodge.
Yes. Oh, I need the Looney Lodge.
Look at that. And that's George's. And that'd be thick too. Back in the day when they had pockets in race suits. That's super cool. Let me look a bit closer here. That's so cool. Wow, that's heavy. That's back in the day, eh? That man, they were hot. Jeez, oh Pete, how good is that? Good job, Guz. Next. What's Rory digging through? Oh, here we go. Oh, is that a Rushy suit?
No.
No, that's my dad's.
Oh, wow. Look at that sucker.
It's a
Oh,
henchman.
yes, it is. Gosh. That's very cool. And one of the biggest fans ever of your dad is Doug Wolfgang.
Yes. Yep.
That's pretty cool too.
Actually, well, you know the story with Doug making my card when I was going through chemo. That
Yeah.
had to be probably one of the highlights of going through all that stuff was the support and
Yeah.
for my hero when I was little, besides my dad, was Doug Wolfgang.
Yeah. And I remember Doug Clark walked to the Ace Hardware store to get that card, and
Stifling heat.
we were talking to you in the car on the way there, and we said we're going to see Doug Wolfgang.
Yeah.
And I said to Doug as we put the phone down, I said we should get a card or something. You should both sign it for Amy and just say, hey, you know, that sort of thing. And then I was talking to Doug Wolfgang. I just like saying that out loud. I was talking to Doug Wolfgang, and all of a sudden Doug Clark racks off. I'm like, where you going? I'll be back soon. and he rolls up with that card, and that's what he did. What do you got, Guz? What's next? Oh, wow. Hold that nice and close.
That had to have been one of the first.
Oh, how good is that? Have you worn this? You could so wear that. Look at the glitter on it. So who made that, I wonder?
I reckon Gran.
Gran did?
Oh.
Gran made it.
Look at that.
Our Gran is one of the most craftiest and talented people.
Hold something, bro.
She does a
Wow.
lot of stuff like that. Our cousin Talia is a singer, and she has made
Pixie.
yeah, she's made all of her costumes.
That doesn't surprise me. Val's out there knitting the most incredible Miley Cyrus style outfits. Here we go. So Connor Bear has got a replica of this sucker right here. Look at this. It's called Show and Tell, everybody. Come in a bit closer, Tanner. Spot the non-sprint car guy in the crowd here. Tanner is a rising, emerging motocross racer in M's main man. Oh, that is such a sick helmet. Kind of bear. You recognize that, don't you, mate? Look at that. So good. What's next? How good is
Most
this?
expensive helmet paint ever. That was the Mike LaValle helmet paint that went with the flame car.
Have you got almost all your helmets? Like
No, I've got a lot.
Murph's got a bunch of them too, eh?
Yeah, Murph's actually got one of mine.
That is cool. Literally like it got burnt.
First outlaw win.
Now, funny story about that one. Let's come in the back so we can see you here. I don't want you to tell the backstory. I just want to tell you to tell people who rang you when you got that and who rang your boy when he got his first win the other day.
Wait, Anja.
No, it's not what I meant. You know it.
Right after I got a phone call from Gary Rush when I won my first outlaw show, which told me how proud he was. And then he rang me after Garrett's win.
Yep.
And his first question was, "Did you cry?" And I said yes. And he said, "Good," because I cried when Gary Jr. won his first
Yeah.
race.
And then we heard about it 800 times that night. Did you know who called me? Did you know who called me the next
Oh,
morning?
Garrett, he called me.
Do you know who called me? Do you know who called me?
He goes, he said to me, he said, no, you know that I didn't name Gary Brazier. Gary Jr. was not named after Gary Brazier. That's what Rushy said to me. You got so much cool stuff in there. Would the service work in there? You reckon if I get to the
Oh, you
shop?
should.
I don't know. It's a mess right
It's a
now.
little spotty.
It is. It's shit everywhere. But hey, can you swap seats with your beautiful sister for a second? Feature ace winner, like back to back. Have you seen how psycho your mum is when you win?
Yeah.
Cool, huh? Your mum is that mum. Yeah. What do you got in there? You got 2 hot rods in there.
Yeah, I got my LS that we run with the UMSS series around here, and we're currently building my 305 to run Houston, Jackson, and other places. So
Now, you had amazing support from people on the weekend. They were just coming up and giving you stuff, right? And not just this weekend, but you got several people like Giovanni or Hot Sauce gave you some tires and things like that. Jason Sides. Who else has been giving you stuff?
I got a couple tires from Vermeer Motorsports, Tony and Jen Vermeer. Their 55 car that my dad obviously used to run. Even with the parting ways, they've been there for me since the parting, and they've helped me. And
It's the parting.
so I went over there, and Hunter and Clinton Boyles were nice enough to let me go through their pile of used tires from the weekend and let me get some.
It adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Garrett Williamson
Yeah.
talked to me a little bit. Cody Jacobs was nice enough to give me a
Yeah,
bike.
so he's got his eye on you, yeah?
Yeah, so
He's going to punt gravel in 2 years and put you in the car.
it was pretty cool. So
And there's a cool sprint car in there as well. We had Mike Vanderecken just tuned in before as well. Mike's been super good to you as well.
yeah, awesome. Mike's been a big part of my sprint car career now, and he started helping me last year, and with all the stuff he's been able to give me, I wouldn't be able to have the cars I have and have the nice stuff I have, and to be able to have this career and all the people that support me is really cool.
It's amazing that many people don't like your dad and yet they support you. That's incredible, isn't it?
That's because he's a Richard.
Oh, wow. Wow. But people have grown up with you in this country, right? Because people have known you at Knoxville since you were small enough to barely see over the right rear.
Yeah, Knoxville's obviously been like home and stuff. So I've known a lot of people since I was a kid, and to see where people have evolved over the years is something that I find very cool. And even when mom wasn't there, I always had a home somewhere where I went at the racetrack.
How do you get your hair so perfect? Because I mean, I think we've all got to ask, how does he get that? Remember that?
Swoop.
Do you remember the Bill Cosby cartoon? The Cosby. That guy with the hooba. He always had his hat right down low and it had that curl in it.
Yep.
What? How do you get it perfect like that, Guz?
I don't know.
Hockey player.
Oh yeah, so you're hockey as well, right?
I was. I don't really necessarily have the drive for it anymore, but I kind of want to start focusing on my racing career and
Career.
these days you kind of got to start at a young point, and that's where it all begins. So that's kind of where I want to be and make it a career.
So you're 15 in September, which makes you a Virgo. Did you even know that? No, I didn't think you would. Which means that the following September, you're old enough to race in October in Australia. Oops. That old guy back there needs a ride. and he's prepared to come and do a lot of racing in Australia. So we need to hook him up first. You can come and wield the spanners, and then hockey hair. There you go. Kurt Allen's all up and about. Hockey player. Not like the, hey, I'm a hockey player, but I'm playing golf today. But the year after, we need to get you a ride in Australia. Keen?
Mm-hmm.
Rushy, it's on you. Yeah, two-car team. Surely he's got the stuff still. He could round stuff up. Get JB on the spanners. JB's helping Michael Stewart. Did you know
Doing
that?
an awesome job.
Yep.
I mean, when you talk about JB, Alan Felsh, sadly passing of John Sidney.
Yeah.
Knowledge
Glad you mentioned
those
him.
guys had. You could take them guys, put Jeff Murphy in that group, and I don't think you could combine the whole Speedway industry together and that you'd have as much knowledge as those 4 guys.
Moodison just says yes about the Australia thing. He's coming to the East Coast, all right? So, sorry, he's coming to race on Speed Week with me, okay? You can come over and watch him race like he did. Oh, the lights are there. Look, now we get the pretty lights. See, look, that's what we're talking about. Have you cleaned up the shed?
As long as you show his side, not my side.
Which side's that?
But this is OCD Clean Freak.
Read what that says about what Jason Price says there, mate. How's it gone? Here we go. Yeah. Read that out and tell people what that means.
Just have one thing to say. Your spot is still here, buddy. So ever since 55 car, we've always had a spot saved. We've had 2 spots at Knoxville, spot 25 and 26. So Wally's always had that saved for me. And we're there the second day at the USAC show, and there's a USAC guy parked there, and he made a move out of our spot for us. So.
Made him load up and move.
But Wally's always had a spot saved for us, and he said even when I start racing that, he'll have a spot saved for me at Knoxville.
So one morning he's going to get up and he's going to go, "Good morning, Mom."
That's
one day he's not going to sound like this, by the way.
That's one thing about Knoxville that's just been so good to my family. And just, even when we don't run there weekly, we go back there and, ever since my brother was racing down there, Wally, so many people, and it's nice to see some things don't change.
I never knew his name was Gary.
Yeah, I know.
Got inducted into the Hall.
Yeah, that's right. And I was like, wait, what? Moodison. Yes, that's right. Road trip is exactly right. Okay. Whoa. So Darren Macca asks a question. With GT being half Australian, I'm not sure which half.
Auss-American.
Does that mean he could run in the Aussie title?
Dual citizenship.
So does that mean it would be?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Danny Smith could never do that. I tried to get Danny into that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's always been controversial. My dad was one of the guys that put his foot down and was a stickler for just Australians to promote the sport. But
yeah.
The way it has changed, I mean, it's the situation now.
Yeah.
Most
it's all different now.
Over here,
yep.
So it's a little different. I mean, it'll always be controversial.
So do you remember that World Series dinner we had in Parramatta when Danny Smith ended up driving for Reeve as well? And he said, one garage door closes, another one opens. And I made a video and it said 2016 or something, Australian Sprint Car Champion Danny Smith. Read that one out from Anthony Vermeer real quick.
Enjoying watching GT continue to progress, and we are keeping the 55 seat warm for him.
Woo! See, I feel like Jerry Maguire here. I feel like show me the money. Let's go in the shop real quick and then we'll get going because we could do this forever. Oh, they're definitely doing an East Coast trip, which is very, very cool. So,
hey, I want to finish out my career. Last race ever. Perfect dream scenario. I want to drive a Cricky car, beat Cape Horn on the wrenches at the Cricky Boys race. And I'll drop Mike, hang it up.
Can you come to Speed Week first?
Yeah, well, Cricket Boys is the last race of the season.
All right, that's a deal. Have a look in here real quick. Have you cleaned it up?
No.
All right.
My side's always clean.
Good stuff.
This is live. It's okay.
Stop bashing each other, you two.
No.
Look out. We're going into the shop here. Well, it's a little bit more cleaned up. I think someone was expecting us to come in here.
No, it's normally spotless, except for he has to run on used tyres and he walked around the pits begging outboard teams and Troy Renfro for used tyres to race next week.
I hope the signal is still good. So when we're talking about court grandstaff before, what made me comment about that, Dilly Gaff, KMS, is this. Look at that. NCRA 10,000 Outlaw Sprint Champion.
That was the third championship I won with court.
So cool. Look at the helmets. You only brought about 5 out. What was the go, mate? Got all the race suits. There's the Van der Recken chassis. Got the shock dyno stuff over here. And this was what made me think of it, because over here in the corner is the 66, the Trop Arctic. Look at that. Back when you're running a Goatee. There's that wedge. So cool. How about that one? Is that out the front of 30 the Boulevard?
It's not a racing.
Look at
That was
that.
on Boxing Day, 1988.
I remember there was a picture of you in one of the magazines, might be Sprint Car Experience or Oval Track. It said even his face has a cage.
Yeah,
When you had your braces.
HT.
Yes. So there you go. Bit of a trip down memory lane. Brooke needs a ride. I need him for Speedway. If anybody wants to, Jimmy Matchett or someone that needs to put him in a car, or Andrew Corbett. And then the year after, this dude with the hockey hair, he's coming as well. All right. So have a great night, everybody.
Chili bowl ride.
For
rent.
Wow, check it out. Oh, there's so much great stuff in here. Just amazing. Look at that. There's the Cricky Boys up there as well. The Volcano coffee entry. Wow. Volcano Joe's. So good. Say goodnight.
That one's for VL. This one is for Brian Lonigan.